Hey, guess what? It's Saturday and Donda hasn't dropped yet. I was gonna save talking about this video for when the actual project drops, but as you could see from all of these different pre order images, the date keeps shifting around a lot. I still think that there is a good shot this project comes out today. If not today, tomorrow. But you never know with Kanye. And right now, I have some thoughts on the live stream that just went down a couple days ago. So figured I'd get this off while we're all waiting on this project to drop. So this stream started off, well, actually, there was a stream before the actual stream filming Kanye's bedroom slash studio space. I don't really know what was going on there. He was doing push-ups and lifting weights. I assume he was doing that to the Favio song. We're going to get into that one a little bit later, but I'd assume they were all just kind of listening to the project, living with it. There was even a moment where a mattress was pulled out and Kanye is just sleeping there for a little bit. Yeah, it was quite strange. Immediately following that, we get the live stream. It was supposed to start at 9:30, but it ended up happening an hour afterwards. The camera was just steadily set, looking at the mattress, candle, jacket, a shoe setup that was going on at the middle of the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Atlanta. And God, that candle, I mean, look, candles candles are meant to last longer than an hour, but there was a feeling that I had that this candle was going to go out before Kanye took the stage. But alas, he pulled up. There was some technical difficulties with the Apple Music stream, but it was all good. You just had to restart it. Typical tech advice that you give to your parents or grandparents when they can't figure out computer shit. So he takes the stage. He goes in the middle. He's in all black with that bulletproof Donda vest, that Donda merchandise. The stage was quite interesting. It was this kind of circular setup in the middle of it. So instead of having the floor of the arena be completely open, there was clearly like this fixated area, this fixated circular area in a very small part, the middle of the stage, with the aforementioned mattress, candle, clothes setup that was there. And there were lights. There was like a really cool light setup surrounding it too. And as the stream went on and as the music was being played, we actually ended up getting a crowd of people. I assume that they were hired. I'm pretty sure that they were hired. They kind of reminded me of that fake choreographed dance crowd that always like ends up popping up for Super Bowls. I'm not talking about the actual crowd that ends up like rushing the stage, but I'm talking about like the people that are just like bouncing around, and you could tell that it's very like purposeful and all of that. I mean, yeah, it was definitely choreographed. They knew when to run around in circles and everything. And I think the Sunday service choir was partially there as well. It seemed like throughout different songs, there were certainly choir elements. There definitely seemed to be a contribution from a choir of some kind. So that was really cool, but enough about the visual elements of what went down. Let's talk about the music, shall we? Because those 2 weeks were absolutely needed. The mixing was so much better. Like it okay, the version of the version of Donda that we got this time around was better streamlined, it was mixed better, and on top of that, he added more features. I also do think that he added more verses from himself. I think that was like criticism from the Donda that we heard a couple weeks back. A lot of people were comparing it to a DJ Khaled album. Now, I wouldn't go that far, but there were certain times where it definitely did seem like Kanye wasn't even there. But with this version, you could definitely feel that he was more present on here. His contributions were a little bit more purposeful. Yeah, overall, this project is sounding really, really good, man. And like I said, the mixing was better, although there was this one new song. I don't know the title of it. I'm pretty sure it was a couple tracks after Junya Watanabe. And the mixing was really, really jarring. I felt a little bit of pain listening to the track, not in a good way, the type of pain where it's like, ow, my ears hurt type of pain. I remember listening to it and I immediately thought, what in the hell is this? Why is he adding this here? Like the tracks before this were amazing, but in Kanye fashion, man, that track built up to something really, really, really cool. And yeah, I'm really excited for that one to drop. But that to me was like the biggest like mixing miss, I would say. But also, I still have an issue with the Pop Smoke track. It really does sound like they couldn't get the stems to it for some reason. Maybe this was purposeful, but every time Pop's vocals would come in, you could hear the, I guess, muted drum track in the background. It kind of sounds like one of those like SoundCloud mashups from back in the day where you could still hear the drum beat slightly muted in the background. And it was especially jarring because you would only hear it when Pop's vocals would come in. So that didn't sound great. But overall, man, yo, this project, dude, he really gets gospel right here. The incorporation of it is seamless. It doesn't feel like it's shoved down our throats like it did in Jesus is King. And on top of that, I do feel that Kanye has some really interesting vocal performances on here. He really steps outside of his box. And like I said, I felt like his vocal performances were most definitely purposeful. I really thought the production was very innovative. One thing that really stood out to me is there's a track with Fabio Foreign, Playboy, Cardi, and Kanye. The way that I can describe that instrumental is that it sounds like a glitchy drill beat, and I've never heard of anything like that in my life. While I was texting my brother when this stream was going on, after Playboy Cardi's verse, shouts out to Playboy Cardi, you killed that feature, by the way. After Playboy Cardi's verse, I texted him, I said, Fabio is going to be on this because I could hear the drill beat. Like, I wasn't too sure if it was a drill beat because the 808s sounded very different from what you might hear on a typical drill song. They sounded glitchy, like I said. It sounded like a slightly buzzed, like kind of 8-bit video gamey version of drill like 808s. But I told him Fabio's going to be on this. And boy, oh my God, that Fabio verse, I don't know if I'm overrating it. I could be, but I've run it back a few times. To me, it's my favorite Fabio Foreign verse that I've ever heard in my life. It was hyper focused. He was rapping lines consecutively. You didn't get the typical Fabio verse where he kind of raps a line and then he has a very loud ad lib following it. And don't get me wrong, I love when he raps in that style, but you can especially hear that the deficiencies of that style. But I do remember hearing the Double XL freestyle that he did, and it seemed like the verses that he was rapping, he was kind of expecting an ad lib to follow right afterwards. Now, I made a take after this saying that he rapped with no ad-libs on this. I was incorrect. I listened to it back again, and I did notice that he does have ad-libs on that verse, but they're very muted and they take a back seat to just the tenacity of his verse and just how like it's so dope. Like he's really taking his lyricism seriously on this. I definitely had a continuous stank face throughout this entire verse. It was just really, really cool. We got 2 Kid Cudi features on this. When the initial Donda stream happened, he did mention that, oh yeah, like I didn't get a placement on this album. I didn't get a call to be on this album. And he revealed after last Thursday's stream that Kanye gave him the call. And he got on this project, and wow, you could really feel his presence on here. He's really, really dope. You know, also the other features like Roddy, like Don Tolliver, like Vori, for example, they all killed their features. Oh, and on top of that, we got The Weeknd on Hurricane, and he sounds really good on this. I think Ant Clemens was initially doing the vocals on this, but good God. The Weeknd was meant to be on this track. Lil Baby, same verse, but I really loved it. And on top of that, Kanye fixed his verse. Yo, when I first heard Hurricane, I loved the track and just how it sounded up until Kanye started rapping on there, because he was a little bit offbeat for some reason during the first rendition. I guess that was shown to us. But yeah, he was offbeat. It was sounding awkward. It just sounded like it didn't belong, but he definitely fixed that verse up. It's not fantastic by any means, but it's serviceable. I'm fine with it. I'm more than okay with it. Yo, what can I say? And I had a lot of other thoughts. And look, I have a lot of other thoughts regarding the music, but those are the immediate things that stuck out to me. I mean, when this album comes out, if it ever comes out, I think it will come out. But when this album comes out, I'll share my full, unfettered, uncensored opinion. Yo, okay. Scratch it. I'm just going to share my opinion and my thoughts on this project after I'm able to digest it. But those were definitely the most immediate things that stuck out to me when I watched this stream. Oh, also, I completely forgot to talk about how Kanye levitated out of the arena, kind of like that SpongeBob meme. Yeah, so I mean, as it was happening, just the way that his body was positioned and the way that the harness was carrying him up from his torso, my immediate thought was, oh, this is that SpongeBob meme. But it really went with the closer. I forgot what the closer is called. It was from the first Beats commercial with Sha'Carri Richardson. What a way to conclude this album and this entire live stream. That to me was one of the most Kanye things I've seen in a long ass time. Just wow. Say the things about him as you will, but he's really good at positioning and portraying himself as the second coming of Christ. Almost. Wow. That was a weirdly powerful moment. It didn't move me because it was like, wow, yeah, like Kanye is such a genius. It moved me because of his audacity. That he has the goddamn audacity to do something like that. I just feel like a lot of artists, a lot of creatives have these grandiose ideas. I just feel like a very small fraction of them have the drive and have the determination to actually execute on them. And look, man, it's August 7th. This project isn't out. Hopefully by the time I drop this video, I highly doubt it, that project is going to be out. But in the meantime, here are my thoughts regarding Donda's stream, and I'm out. Oh, like, comment, subscribe if you like this piece of content. This is something new I'm trying out. This is going to be like a bit of freeform podcasty type content. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And yeah, Kanye, I hope Donda comes out